Good morning, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First Morning. I am your host, Patricia Ribeiro Wolfson. I am the host of a show called Soul Seekers TV, an intuitive coach, an energy healer, a wife, and a mom of 3 boys. And my mission is to help you calibrate your energy, teach you how to integrate self care into easy and doable steps, and number 3, how to embrace your own natural gifts to achieve your life you love. To achieve a life you love. Okay, that sounded better. Um, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jumpstart for Change. Just go right on there and ding that bell so you get notifications. Also, I'd love to get more subscribers on my YouTube channel. So if you're not there now, go ahead and go there now. Of course, you can also find me on Facebook, here on my personal page, on my business page, Jumpstart for Change, at Soul Seekers TV, at Goddess Gatherings Long Island. I'm kind of everywhere. And on Instagram, look for me at Patricia Ribeiro Wolfson, also at Soul Seekers TV. And one last social media thing that I'm doing, of course, is TikTok. And you can find me at Calibrate Your Energy. And that, speaking of energy, is what we're talking about today. We are talking about energy. And specifically, I'm going to discuss a little thing that I kind of came up with called energetic currency. I don't know if I came up with it. Maybe there's someone else out there calling it energetic currency. But let's just say that it came to me yesterday and I was like, oh, that's such a great way to talk about it, an energetic currency, because it is an exchange. We are all made of energy. Everything around us is made of energy. So when there is an exchange of energy, or you're near someone else or something happens, there's always energy that's exchanged. There's always energy that is gained, lost, entangled. And so we're going to call it energetic currency. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that later in the show. In the meantime, please feel free to say hi. Let me know you're here. If you're watching the replay, say hashtag replay. I don't know why. I guess it's easier for me to know that you're doing the replay. I don't know if the hashtag's important, but I've seen other people do it. So I guess I'm learning. Anyway, so the most important thing is to subscribe, of course, to my YouTube channel. If you have not done that yet, please do so now. Oh, wait. Did you do it? No? Maybe? Okay, do it now. All right. So let's start our morning ritual, our me first ritual. We're going to start by lighting the candle. Okay, we're going to get right started because this topic today about energy and energetic currency, my TikTok channel is Calibrate Your Energy. Everything I talk about here is calibrating your energy. So therefore, energy is a really big topic. We are not going to cover all of it today. I don't think we could cover all of it in a lifetime. So, but I am going to start giving you some pieces of the puzzle, maybe some information, shining the light on certain aspects of your energy that maybe you are not aware of, or you haven't thought of, or, just giving you a different perspective on how to look at things when you are navigating your daily challenges. Because managing your energy really, really will support you. Good morning, Meredith. Hi, I'm so glad you're here. And hello to anyone else that's watching. Okay, so let's go to the next step. Oh, I have too many windows, man. Too many windows open. Okay, all right. Essential oils is next. I do have a little bit of a headache this morning. I tell you these things because it's important for you to know why I use the things that I do or how I manage. Not that it's important, but I think so. I think that, I would like to be open and share. So I always use peppermint when I'm dealing with a headache that may or may not, turn into a migraine. I don't think today's will, but so a little sacred frankincense, a little peppermint. Whoo, it feels so cool on my neck. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And now we are going to take our deep breaths together, okay? Hola, bon dia, Nasanka. Hello, hello. So glad you're here. Okay, so if you like to use crystals, you can feel free to grab crystals. I'll grab my clear quartz spheres for this deep breathing exercise. If not, that's okay. You can just put your hands on your lap, face down, face up, or in a mudra, if you know what that is and if that feels comfortable for you. If not, just put your hands down, no problem. And you can use any crystal that resonates with you or no crystal at all. That's what Me First Morning is all about. Find out what works best for you and test different things out. Maybe one day you'll be like, oh, I like how this crystal feels and it's working for me. And that will bring you what you need. And other days you'll be like, I don't know why I use this. It does nothing for me. And then you don't. You change it. You modify it. You grow. You learn. You test it out. You practice. That's life. This is what life is all about. Us being in this, physical time and space in our current vessels, right? This is all about testing things out, seeing how far we can take things, seeing how we can develop and grow and expand our consciousness. Okay, so I want you to imagine as you grab whatever, or just put your hands on your lap, when we take deep breaths, I want you to imagine that you're pulling in all of the beautiful healing energy of the heavens, of, the guides, of whoever you want. Just open yourself up to all of that beautiful energy. And then I want you to put your feet well planted on the ground and imagine that your legs, almost like straws, are going to suck up all of the healing, not all, but whatever you need. You're going to suck up the energy, the healing energy, that nurturing life force energy from the earth, from Mother Gaia, from, however you want to envision it, right? And so we bring earth and we bring heavens and we bring it all together into our body. And we are going to allow that beautiful healing energy to go ahead and permeate our body, permeate our cells, and scrub our energy and remove anything that does not serve us, any stuck, stagnant, or dense energy. And we're going to remove it and allow ourselves to release it through our exhale. Okay, let's do that now together. Deep breath. And then you're going to hold for 5 seconds. And that's when you're going to imagine that energy just doing its job and scrubbing and cleansing any of that energy that does not belong, loosening those stuck, stagnant, dense pieces. And imagine that you are releasing all of that stuff that needs to be released from your system. Sorry, my phone should be off. There we go. Okay, so let's do that now. And hold. And release. Okay, let's do that one more time. And a deep breath in. And hold. And release. And one last time, make it count. I want you to imagine that your diaphragm is expanding as you're breathing in, and then letting that energy move up. Your chest is expanding as you breathe in. And of course, just open up your neck. Imagine all the parts of you just opening up and widening and releasing that energy and just letting it flow, right? So when you're breathing in, you're imagining that wide open area where your energy can flow, okay? And then when you breathe it out, just release all of it. Here we go. And hold. And release. Okay, beautiful job. All right, now it's time to do our stretching. Okay, so you can just stretch your neck, stretch your head. Okay, stretch your arms. Stretch whatever needs stretching, right? You can feel what parts of you are stiff, right? You can feel what's not working for you and what feels like it needs a little extra TLC today, okay? So that's what we're going to stretch. I'm not stretching my legs right now because, you can't see them, but that's part of it too. Maybe your torso by doing a little turn. Okay. And if you're doing this ritual, this, practice on your own, you can feel free to extend any part of this as long as you need. Your breathing can take much longer. That deep breathing exercise can take much longer. Your stretching can take much longer. You can do yoga instead, because I think the breathing and the stretching, I think yoga kind of replaces that or represents that. But just be mindful of sort of waking up your body and releasing the energy that doesn't serve you. That's really what the purpose is, right? And then we shake it out. Okay. So that's us releasing it, right? It's the equivalent of us exhaling with the breath and releasing that. The shaking kind of like shakes it off. So anything that's kind of like, just imagine that the energy is kind of, on you, and you're just like, let's just get rid of it. Let's just move it around, because also the energy does exist around you, right? And so, like, moving it and chopping it up and getting rid of it, right? Anything that doesn't serve you, even though it seems silly, it really is effective, because your intention matters a lot. And also, there's actual energy that you don't see, but you can feel it. You can feel the heaviness, and you can feel when you start to move your body and when you start to shake things off, just like why dance parties are popular, or why people say it's a good stress reliever, because you're releasing that stuck and stagnant energy. It needs to be released. Okay. Now that we've done all that, let's set our intentions. So take a moment right now and just think about, what's your intention for the day? What is it you would like to accomplish today? How would you like to feel? What is your GPS word? Whether it's the GPS word you've already chosen, or if it's a word that just applies for today. And don't forget that I do have a free GPS workbook. If you have not figured out what your GPS word is, then go ahead and download the free GPS workbook, and you can answer the questions there, and that will help you figure it out. That is absolutely something you can do on your own. But if you would like support, you can reach out to me and we can do a session together, and I will help you break down this process, the GPS process, and we will come up with your GPS word, phrase, or something that you can use as a foundation and as an anchor for your day each day. So right now, even if you don't have any of that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be this grandiose thing. Just the first thing that pops into your head. What do you want to feel today? What do you want to bring into your life and embody today? So think about that as we say this prayer, and we call in for all of the support from the energetic beings around us, right on the other side of the veil, our ancestors, our spirit guides, God, anyone, Jesus, whoever you need to call in that you feel supports you on a spiritual level. This is who we call in right now. So I'm going to do that with this prayer. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Ancestors, Archangels, Spirit Guides, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of infinite consciousness connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Help us to embody our intentions for the day and help us raise the collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Okay, now let's pull a card. Oh, I have the GPS workbook up still. That's okay. That's good. That way you guys can call it if you need it. Look at it if you need it. It's on Bitly. Okay, let's pull a card today and see what the energy is saying. I'm also going to take a sip of my coffee. Feel free to take a sip of your beverage. I don't know if you're being more mindful of your drinks. Maybe you're having some water with lemon, or some tea. I will be having coffee because my head is killing me. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to shuffle these cards and pull them and see what the universe has to say to us about energetic currency. Hold on a second. Oh, wow. I got some more people saying hello. Hello. Good morning, Lina. Good morning, Sound. Good morning, Mom. Woohoo. All right. I got a full house here today. Full house. Oh, a couple people just left. I must have just bored them with my whatever. I'm just joking. I can see how many people are watching more or less as I go. So I try not to pay too much attention to it, because, then you got to shut that part of your brain off where you're like, oh no, did I say something that people are leaving? Because no, nothing. It's just that people are busy. That's what I'm sharing with you. But those are the thoughts that go through my head sometimes. That's what I got to tell you. All right, more cards. Let's shuffle. How are you taking care of your energy today? I think that if you're watching me first mornings, that's a really great way to start. Oh my goodness, these cards are sticking, which means they're done being shuffled. Let's just do one last shuffle there. Okay. All right. So, interesting card. I don't even know if I've gotten this card. I haven't gotten this card on a Me First Morning. But let's see. Sad Embrace, okay, is the card. And when I look at this card, what it tells me is that it's time to release and acknowledge all of those feelings that you have been not hiding from, but protecting yourself from feeling. Okay. This card, what speaks to me about this card is that, there are that we need to like let it out, right? So often we work so hard to like keep ourselves together and be like, organized and be, good mentally, right? And we, all of this self-care, and people talk about everything that needs to, kind of get on track. And especially if you have been listening to spiritual teachings like I have for as long as I have, it's always like focus on the positive, focus on the good, don't indulge, the negative, okay, but don't indulge those thoughts that make you feel bad. But the truth is that those thoughts, that energy needs to be witnessed. Even the sadness, even the disappointment, even the parts of us, that grief, it needs to be expressed. The grief for, our life as we thought it should be, right? Being able to release our attachments to where we thought we should be right now, our attachments to, our past, and what the past meant and what it doesn't, and how it doesn't show up for us anymore in the way that we thought. This card, what it really tells me is that we've been trying so hard to hold on for so long and keep up a brave front, right? Like we're all like, yes. And especially with social media, like, come on, right? You go on social media and you see people and you're like, oh, my partner is the best person on the planet, right? Meanwhile, like, that couple is really, really suffering and going through it, right? Or it's like, oh, I'm so proud of, this and that. And oh, look at this vacation we went on, and look at these pictures that we took, and look at the whatever, right? And it's just masking this deep sadness, this, and I'm not saying everybody's that way. I think people do genuinely share like happy things on social media because it's nice to share happy things, it's nice to celebrate. But there is this aspect of all of us where we are putting up a front of what's really going on the inside, and that sadness needs to be felt. That sadness needs to be expressed. I don't mean all the time and sit and wallow, because that's not productive. But the energy needs to be seen, like a child who has been hurt, and all they want is for you to hug them and validate their feelings of hurt, right? Where you say, hey, oh my goodness, you poor thing. I see that you're feeling sad. I see that you're feeling hurt. I see that you're feeling angry, and that's okay. And you give them a hug and you just let them feel their emotions. It's time for you to feel your emotions. It's time for you to feel any of that sadness, any of that grief. And I really feel sadness because I think collectively we are grieving. Collectively, we are grieving the life that we thought was just chugging along very nicely. And then, a couple years ago, we got sort of put on our heels with the pandemic, and suddenly everything around us starts crumbling. Yet we're all expected to just get back to work like nothing's wrong. Our children are expected to go back to studying and testing and this and that like nothing's wrong, like nothing happened. Nope, nope, no problems here. Zip it up, zip up that feeling, stop showing emotion. That's garbage. That's garbage. We can never move forward individually or collectively if we don't allow ourselves to feel the gravity of the situation, to feel the grief. First of all, actual grief because of how many people have died, okay? And then grief of your own life, grief of the loss that you've experienced, even if it's, just the loss of how you thought things were supposed to be, or how you thought things were going to go, or the loss of being, blindsided and being like, oh my god, I was completely unprepared for this type of challenge, right? So I really want you to take some time and allow yourself to grieve, allow yourself to feel the sadness, allow yourself to feel the loss. Because when you allow yourself to feel it, then that feeling can go through you. It can be witnessed, that energy can be acknowledged and then transmuted, right? That's the most important thing with energy. And I've talked about this before. You cannot remove energy. You cannot stop it. There is no stopping energy. It exists. It's around us. It's always there. It cannot be destroyed. Therefore, you need to redirect it or transmute it. And so all of that loss, all of that sadness, all of that frustration, even the overwhelm, you have to take that and look at it and acknowledge it and say, wow, I really feel so sad. I really feel so lost. I really feel so broken. Right. And if those are the things that you feel, allow yourself to feel it and then take the time to say, okay, I really feel this and I don't want to feel this always. So, what's one thing I can do? What can I shift in my life that will help me make this better? Right? Then, once you acknowledge it, once you make peace with it, right? It's like a relationship, that energy in your life. You have a relationship with the energy in your life. You have a relationship with the emotions. That is your body speaking to you. That is your senses are talking to you. It's information in the relationship. It's like, hey, this isn't feeling good. My headache, I'm sure, is a message from me. There's something going on that I'm processing, and my body's speaking to me. So right now, I don't know what exactly it's saying, but I know that when I have a headache, I need to take it easy. I need to maybe get more rest. I need to drink a little bit more water. My body needs attention. My mind needs attention, right? So what do you need? And use that information that you are feeling, that sadness, that frustration, that anger, that resentment, whatever is coming up for you, use that and be like, how can I use that to fuel me, to propel me forward? How can I use that and turn it from a deficit into a foundational step? Right? I'm going to take this sadness and I'm going to put it right here and I'm going to use it to step forward and say, okay, this sadness is a part of me and I accept that this sadness is a part of me right now. And I'm going to do something to make me feel less sad. I'm going to do something to make me connect with that part of me, because that sadness, what it means is that I haven't connected with that part of me. I haven't acknowledged that part of me, or, I have a grieving ceremony to perform. You can do something like that. I've done that with my children, where you do like a letting go ceremony, a grieving ceremony, a cutting the cord ceremony, where you're like, this energy, I'm going to release it. Now, of course, like I said, you can't destroy energy, but you can redirect it and you can send it out and you can say, hey, you go and you do what you need to do. You are no longer in I was like, you're no longer in me. I am no longer available for this feeling, and I'm going to release you with love and light and let you go back to where you came from, or I'm going to send you out to transmute for the highest and greatest good of all, right? And just intend that in your healing process. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Yes, Carrie, and welcome. Yes, the sadness, disappointment, anger, they need to be acknowledged. Absolutely. We cannot ignore anything in our lives, right? We cannot ignore it. Anything that you ignore will fester. Okay. It is like an infection, right? Especially feelings that we avoid. And this is absolutely talking about energy. This is the energetic currency, right? Energetic currency is that exchange of energy that we have with everything and with everyone. And so when you are feeling whatever it is, right? If you're feeling an emotion, which that emotion is energy, right? If you're feeling an emotion and you don't want to feel it, but you like stuff it down, right? If you stuff it down, then you are avoiding it, you are ignoring it. And what happens when you ignore something that wants to be noticed, right? It's exactly like an infection. It's like sticking a band-aid on, if like you cut yourself and then you stick a band-aid on it, but you don't bother checking if anything's going on. And it's this infection that festers underneath and it just gets all gross and, pussy. And all that, right? You got to remove the Band-Aid and you got to take the stuff out. You have to go, oh my God, look what happened. I have to take all this gunk out. Ew, ew. And you remove it and you release it and you cleanse the wound, right? That's what we need to do with our energy. We need to look at it and be like, wow, that is intense energy. That is intense sadness. Wow, why do I feel so sad? Oh, I feel so sad because of this and this and this. Wow, that's a lot. And then you give yourself some kindness and compassion and be like, no wonder I've been so irritable. No wonder I don't feel motivated. No wonder I can't seem to clean my house, right? Because I feel this heaviness, this sadness that I have been ignoring. I have been not acknowledging this whole thing that I feel. And then I wonder why everything else in my life is being affected, right? It's a relationship, right? So if you put it away and you hide it and you avoid it and you don't think about it, you don't talk about it, it doesn't get addressed. And then you can't use that energy. Good morning, Dad. Nice to see you. So, and you have to think, right? Avoiding energy is just what's that saying? What you resist persists, right? I used to hear that and I was like, no, 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 I don't want anything to do with that. I don't, I'm resisting it because it doesn't belong in my life, right? And that may be the case, but you have to actually process that information. If you are just resisting something because you don't want to look at it or you want to avoid it, then you have to take the time to look at it because it is being put out there. It's literally like if we're going to look at money, as an example, right? It's like someone gives you money and you just grab it. And this happens to people, right? Like someone gives you a check or gives you money and you kind of stick it in a drawer and it's gone, right? And you're like, nope. And it happens. It happens even with people who need the money. Sometimes somebody will give you something or you'll get cash or you'll get a check and you stick it in a drawer and you forget about it, right? Because your relationship with money, has some issues. So you're not looking at money all the time, or you don't want to look at money, or you're afraid to look at money. So you will do things that sometimes don't make sense, such as if you need money, like putting money in a drawer or whatever, and then suddenly you forget about it because you're not acknowledging it. So you're not using it, right? Energy works that way too, right? If something is there, if there's a feeling, if there's an emotion, and you're not acknowledging it and you're not connecting with it, then it just sits there and festers. Okay. And I know I said that again. My kids say I repeat myself all the time, but it's just because it's so important. I want you to understand. And so another part of energy that you really need to pay attention to is sort of how you spend your energy. How are you spending your energy? So we don't have finite energy. I know sometimes it feels that way, but we can access more energy because we're energetic beings and we can bring in more, right? We can call in energy, right? But if we think of our physical vessel, it runs on energy that we are in control of, right? Like, as I was talking about Me First Mornings, and I look at each, Me First, MEFIRST, as a channel that we can tweak and control and work through. I look at our own energy also as a channel, right? And our energy, the energy that exists within my vessel, this has a direct channel to source energy. It is a part of source energy, right? And we need to keep that channel clear. That is our job, is to keep the channel of communication clear between me or you and source, right? That life force energy flows through you. And that life force energy is what it is. It is always powerful. It is always life force energy. It is moving through you, right? But sometimes we block it. We block it with limiting beliefs. We block it with different types of energy, right? We do energetic blockages, right? And that happens with avoidance, right? It's almost like putting a big boulder and you're like, nope, that's a tunnel. I don't want to go down. So let's just stick a boulder there. And then you stick a boulder somewhere else on another part of the tunnel and stick another. So now you're sitting there and that flow isn't coming through because you've blocked it, because you've said, I don't want any part of this. I don't want to acknowledge this. I don't want to look at this. But you need to look at all of it, because the only way that you can keep that channel 100% clear is to address anything that comes your way, anything that enters into the channel, right? If it enters into the channel, right? If you have a pipe, and let's imagine that this pipe has water rushing through it. Now that water is rushing through all the time. That water doesn't stop. But if you stick a pebble and then another rock and then something bigger and then something bigger, eventually you're going to fill up the pipe. And so the water's still flowing through, but it's coming against this wall of rocks and stones and things that you have put up against it. So you need to go one by one and remove each rock, each stone, each heaviness, right? Each block, each stone, each rock represents heavy, dense energy that you are not releasing, that you are not acknowledging, that and I'm saying this from an energetic perspective, okay? So I really want you to understand when I speak about these things. I know people have traumas, and I know that there are very serious things that you need a professional to help you with. And if that's the case, then you go ahead and you get yourself a professional and you talk it through and you work it out and you address those things because it's so important. It's important for you because you are a beautiful, energetic being of light. You are a little piece of God, okay? You are, your body, your vessel contains a little piece of God, and you keep that channel open. When you keep that channel open, then you're able to receive information. You're able to be guided to exactly where you need to go because the channel's open. But if you're blocking it, you're not getting the information. The information is there and it's available for you. But if you keep blocking the information, you're not allowing it to come through. You're not allowing your intuition to be clear because there's things in the way. So remove the things out of the way. That is the most important thing that I think I want to pass along to you with me first mornings and with talking about calibrating your energy. And I have to wrap up today's energy conversation because, of course, this is a very long conversation and I could talk about this forever. But I want you to keep in mind, keeping that channel open is important. And what blocks that channel is things that you don't address, feelings that you're not looking at, emotions, relationships, anything that comes up that you are avoiding or ignoring or putting to the side, that blocks your channel. Okay. That includes 30,000 emails that you don't want to address. Hello. I have literally 15,799 emails. Okay. So I got a lot of my own energy work to do in that regard, but we're talking about emotional stuff right now because that is the number one thing that will help you and support you is start taking a look at what you're feeling. Start taking a look at those dense memories or beliefs and the things that are not serving you. Start looking at them, start healing them, start acknowledging them without judgment, without shame, whatever it is that you've been through, with kindness and compassion. Release those things that don't serve you and transmute that energy so that it's not something that you're avoiding, but now something that you're embracing and bringing into your life and turning into fuel for you to move forward and continue to pursue your mission and your life's purpose. Okay, that's it for this morning. I'm here every day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I am so grateful for you to be here. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I truly love you all and wish you a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.